Yeah, now this box here, I think you can see that X a little bit. Some of you guys are asking me like why I wouldn't go into this one. If you recall from earlier in the journal from Leo, he mentions that the containment of like dark items box needed to be like reinforced. So I'm assuming that's what this is, and I like I said, I just get a really bad feeling from it, and I will not be going into it until I figure out a way to maybe make it a little safer. Have you ever heard of a Dybbuk box? A pseudo-magical container or chest holding some kind of cursed or haunted or even demonic item. It's become a term used for a wide variety of phenomena. Things as simple as haunted music boxes, to containers of paranormal items like haunted jewelry, stolen magical cultural relics, or other paranormal items to keep them from causing harm. I've even read of and possibly possess one containing demonic idols used in rituals and communication with such beings. I even know of some such containers specially equipped to hold on to such dark energies or to attack those who trespass into them. Others have held more powerful cursed items linked to ancient magics or even the supposed remains of different kinds of monster or even fey beings. I've come into the possession of something like a Dybbuk box. It was just one of many strange supernatural items of my family that I found in the house left to me by my estranged grandmother. I'll be opening the box to update the protections on TikTok Live October 8th at 8 p.m. East Coast with a local Hoodoo practitioner. We are going to be opening the box. I know that my ancestors kept a container of things that they considered dark, cursed, magical items. People saying, how's the writing coming along? The first book is out. You can order it now on Amazon. The link is on my page. You can get the first book now. And that is the story of Harold Aldrey. In a way, kind of started all this. This particular container is what Leopold put the things into, but Harold had a container before that. It seems that after a certain amount of time, it needs to be kind of replaced, or some of the protections in it need to be redone. That's what we are doing right now tonight. This is Selvin. This is my Hoodoo practitioner. The actual physical box itself is not anything special. It's just whatever container my great-grandfather Leopold Aldrey decided to use sometime in the 1970s. He replaced whatever container had been done before that. I don't know if it was him or his father, Harold Jr. Yeah, one of them, they started this, and then they just continued, and we're going to be continuing that tonight. I do believe there are cursed or dark items in here, some kind of protection sigils in there. We're going to see what kind of shape they're in. There are instructions in both Harold and Leopold's journals on how to update these protections and how to keep this safe. I decided to go with a Hoodoo practitioner for a few reasons. Primarily, this Selvin, he's the Hoodoo practitioner, primarily because it is kind of a hodgepodge, a melting pot of a bunch of different cultural practices. You know, it has things rooted in Africa, it has things rooted in indigenous peoples here in America, and Christianity and Islam, all over the place. And that's really the things that I'm dealing with here are very varied in that way. Selvin, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about Hoodoo?
All right. Well, Hoodoo is kind of a magical tradition that kind of gets its origins from the slave population, predominantly in America. A lot of the slaves that came over to America came from Western Africa, and so a lot of the ties come from those typical countries, like Nigeria to Kenya, a lot of those kind of countries. As they made their way over, they typically would blend their beliefs with some of the more indigenous groups here, predominantly in America. But then also, as the years went on, they kind of blended it a little bit with the Caribbean voodoo as well. And obviously, with that kind of blending, there are going to be some connections to Judaism, Christianity, even some like Mesopotamian kind of cultures as well. So Hoodoo ends up being kind of a hodgepodge of magical beliefs that kind of come together in kind of one neat little package, honestly.
Some of the things that we're going to be doing tonight, can you go ahead and explain? We have these railroad spikes.
The railroad spikes are kind of like a symbol of Papa Legba. Papa Legba is one of the primary loas of the Iwes, or one of the primary loas of the voodoo kind of mysticism.
And why don't we go ahead and get started? What's the first thing you need?
A perimeter protection spell, kind of like up. So that's what the railway spikes are for. We're going to place those at the corners of your house.
Let's go do it. We've got to go to the four corners of the property.
You know, they should be good.
Right there. This is the second railway spike. We're going to go around to the backyard now. I know a lot of you guys have liked how wild that is back there. It's going to be your first time getting a look at it at night. Oh, damn, I didn't even realize the moon is basically full. You guys can see there's the shed. That place seems real. That gives strong Evil Dead vibes at night. For those, if anybody's new in here, we're going to be opening the box tonight. We're just doing some extra protections on the property first. Putting railway spikes at the four corners of the house. Ooh, sorry to do this to you. Watch out for thorns. We are opening the box. We are absolutely opening it tonight on this live.
You definitely want to add a couple of protections to your house. These are tags. Each one of these says, either in smaller font or larger font, Abrasax Abraju. Abrasax is inherently a magical word typically used to charm things for protection. And the Abraju is a hoodoo addendum on top of that. So this is what I'm going to be putting onto the door itself, kind of as a protection barrier. Abrasax Abraju. For this, for this, I'm actually going to do a much longer incantation, something that is directly from a voodoo practice, in which case you kind of beseech all of the deities in a sense: sun, moon, Jupiter, Saturn, dragon, dragon's head, dragon's tail, kind of trying to place an overall protection for the family.
Someone's saying don't open it. I understand the feeling, but it does need to be updated. It is not, apparently, whatever protections are put on this box, if it's not updated every so often, they'll get burned right through. When that's done, we're going to put that on the other side of the door. I think he has one more thing to do, and then we are going to open it. It's kind of traditional in my family where, rather than only like working with Western, what's the religion of the time, Harold worked with Celtic druids. Leopold worked with a Seminole medicine woman.
A healthy offering of rum. Abrasax Abraju. Abrasax Abraju. Abrasax Abraju. Abrasax Abraju.
Maybe some demonic idols, something Lovecraftian kind of. He thought H.P. Lovecraft was in some kind of cosmic cult. Let's take a look. Okay. Now it's filled with dirt. Oh, whoa. Look at that. Where's the flashlight? Holy smokes. Okay. Okay. Let's see. He's burning some stuff. Now, I knew there was going to be dirt in here. This is part of the ritual that my ancestors wrote about. We're actually going to be changing this dirt when we're done with dirt from the base of the fairy tree. So I'm just going to start taking handfuls. We're going to put it in here, somewhere secure to hold it, meanwhile, until we can properly dispose of this as well. Because this dirt, we'll just say it's been charged with not good energy. Got something here. Trying to be kind of careful. Hold on. Something. Okay, do you guys think I should look at what's inside of here? People are freaking out. I got my hoodoo expert here. He's burning stuff. He's taking care of stuff. Not exactly. I'm not salt circling, but I am taking precautions. If you missed the first part, I had the hoodoo practitioner put all kinds of protection spells. We put railway spikes at the four corners of the house. Okay, that's some kind of animal skull. Whatever this is buried kind of deep in there, so I'll get to that when I get out through the dirt. I got to get rid of all this dirt, you guys. Like I told you, look what's happened to this cross that was there. That was just a regular cross sigil that Leopold put on there, and it's like burned away. Oh shit. Some kind of amulet. What's happening? I'm opening this box of cursed items that my family had. It's been kept for a long time. It hasn't been updated, the protections, in 50 years. And now it's time. I can already see some kind of idol thing in here. It's in there deep. It's not really... I want to dig it out before I just try to yank it out. I don't know what that is. How's it going over here? Remind us what you're burning again?
I'm burning a lot of pine bark right now. A lot of bay, some basil, some bay, some rosemary, and a little bit of sage as well. Just trying to get it kind of going out while I'm reciting that same incantation I was kind of doing before.
Okay. Okay, some people were asking about this cross. This is just, it looks like a cross that Leopold etched on here that has burned away. This is something they wrote about. The protections in here will be burned away. In fact, if you look at the sides under this dirt, it looks burned. And the idea is that these things in here are burning these protection sigils away. Now, I found something kind of big. Now, I need to look at this because there was something that Leopold wrote about being in here that if I show it on TikTok, I'm going to get banned. So I'm going to put it off to the side and confirm it, and if it is what I think it is, I'll try to get it up somewhere else. But there's a fucking mummy hand. There's a fucking mummy hand. There's a fucking mummy hand. That's something Leopold wrote about, but if I show human remains on here, they're going to turn off my live and I might get banned, so I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. This is some creepy looking, like, it... I almost want to pull it, but I don't want to yank anything. I'll get to it. I'm digging, but I see there's a lot of people in here, so I'm going to say this guy's, again, I'm looking through this container of dark objects. You can see it burned through the cross, etched in the top. There's more sigils inside I'm going to look at when it's out, but I can already see that the walls are all burnt. I found a couple things inside of there already. This goes back to my ancestors, monster slayers. I've written a book about one of them already. You can see it on my page. It's out right now. I have a hoodoo practitioner here helping to keep me safe while I do it. I'm not just doing this willy-nilly. I'm being careful. I'm trying to do this as safe as I can. According to what my ancestors said, it was really, really important that this be basically re-energized in some way. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm going to start to see what look like possibly other symbols similarly carved and burned. Okay. Okay, I'm getting this thing out. This does look like Cthulhu. I'm not going to lie. If you remember, Leopold did say that H.P. Lovecraft, he believed, was a cultist, and he talked about a cosmic cult. Someone said, where you find that? I found that under my house that I inherited from my grandmother, that I was kind of estranged from. I hadn't talked to in a long time, and basically it seems like my ancestors, well, I know at this point, we're monster slayers. Exorcists, demonologists, whatever you want to call them. And last, I don't know, I found it's like a creepy piece of jewelry. Some people are saying this thing kind of looks like a Masonic star. I don't know. Take a look at it. They're talking about this one. It looks broken or something. I don't know. Now, obviously, I can't just throw this dirt in the yard. I'm collecting it here in this vase, and I've got to find out how to dispose of this because this stuff is apparently very harshly infected. Okay, it looks like there are more carvings. Oh yeah, that's clear as day. That's a Star of David. Star of David, a cross. That looks like, I can't remember the name, but like a kind of Celtic rune that I've seen before. It looks like there's more markings carved in. I can't really see what they are. They're too deteriorated. I can't really see. The dirt makes it hard too. Okay, what we're going to do now, I'm going to put all of this stuff back in. And then, while Sylvan prepares another paper to put in here with it, with a protection spell or ritual, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to go and get soil from the base of the fairy tree. And that is what I have read as instructions to place in here. I am going to go get some soil. Selvin is going to get another layer of protection to put inside here on top of those sigils, and hopefully things will work out. It was like a Dybbuk box, yes. It is very much like a Dybbuk box, but that is actually the name of a specific item. The concept, though, of a box containing dark items for protective purposes, yes, it is that. I'm going back out into the backyard, everybody, back to where the fairy tree is located. And I'm going to dig up some soil. Now we're going to put the mummy hand. That's right, you guys heard me, mummy hand. We're going to put it back in here. It needs to go inside of it. Okay, here we go. I just heard a noise up here again. I mentioned that the activity was picking back up. This time it sounded like a friggin' fight. So I have the camera out. I don't know what we might capture, but I'm just... Oh no. That's the case. Oh no. I really don't know what else to say. This is obviously not good. I'll post more tomorrow. I don't know.